What's going on, everyone? I don't know if you noticed, but added yet another song. It seems like Tuesdays are a good day to like make new songs for the stream because I don't have to stream on that day or really do anything. I have pretty much completely freed up Tuesdays for stream related stuff without actually streaming and other like YouTube stuff perhaps. So maybe I could do that. It's like every week or maybe every couple weeks make a song on Tuesday. Not as like a specific thing. Like I don't want to commit to that, but I suppose it's good to know. If there's anyone interested in knowing how often I might make new songs, then maybe that gives you a better idea. But what are we going to be doing today? We're going to be doing something fun or something I find enjoyable, which is to finish making the trees. Finish making the thing that lets us make the trees so we can make them and then put them in the game. So yeah. But yeah, the new song I made for the stream is kind of like the lo-fi uh beats to study slash relax to. I don't know what the title is. I wonder if that live stream is still going with like the girl sitting at the desk and like the you have the lo-fi beats and you see it out like the window. That stream's been going for like 4 years straight. Yeah, I know it's probably not actually continuously going, but it's funnier to think that the streams just never stopped. I wonder if they still do it though. The world needs their lo-fi beats for relaxing and studying to, so I thought I'd make one myself. But also I kind of made it for the last YouTube short that I did, so it's kind of like geared towards that. I've already saved twice. Got to make sure we're not losing our camera panning. We do actually have quite a bit in this geometry node, though. Yeah, we pretty much at this point just have to add the leaves, finish adding them, and then we can start working on materials. So, where are we doing that? I wonder. Also, is this the way I want it to be aligned? I don't know. I think we're doing it over here. Yeah. Create leaves. Seems like they're all going in the same direction or something, which is not correct. It should not be doing that. That is how it looks. Wait, profile direction? Shouldn't we be using the normal? Why are we using profile direction? What is that? Or we're just not accounting for the rotation here. Rotate, rotation. Oh, okay. Yeah, and I guess this is the rotation provided. Um, that's the y-axis. This is the x-axis. It seems like the z-axis is giving the best results. But it would be nice to have a way to make it more flush. Perhaps. Wait, no. Some of these settings we can configure in here. Like we have this, the direction, which if I set to 0, for some reason does that. But if I set to -1, something happens. Don't understand exactly how this works in this context, but we can make them face more downwards if we do that. So I think we might have enough control at this point. We might fix some things up, but we might be able to move on to materials now. This will allow us to make the alpine trees have a bit more of like, like weights to the branches. I could also try implementing mass. But that's kind of going to do the same thing. I don't think it's going to be necessary. Yeah, let's make the branches. So I'm thinking we just use this plane and then we paint a texture on it and just instantiate that. Somehow this got uh, offset from the origin, the world origin, but whatever. We don't really need to have it there. Okay, let's go to texture paints. Oh, we should give this a material. Do we have a leaves material yet? Let's see, tree. Why don't we make a new one called leaves? Leaves. And we will set that here. And now if we change the color of the second material, changes only the color of the leaves. Let's also set that here. Yeah, we're also, I mean, making the materials for everything is going to take, like, some time as well, so should have something to work on. Like, we're not we're not, like, basically done with this. There's still that whole other part. Yeah, let me make a new texture. Single image. I can do single image here. And it'll be 64 by 64. I'm going to call this leaf diffuse, although it's probably not going to matter too much. Then I go to UV editing, leaf diffuse, make sure we're saving that, RGB 8-bit. Technically we want RGBA for this. And I guess we'll try and give it a consistent naming convention. Cool. Let's go back to texture paint. We could try making multiple variations. I'm not sure if this is going to be necessary or not. This is not Outer Wilds. I'm flip-flopping. I've thought about that a little bit. Did I say I was going to play today? But I've thought about that a little bit, how on one hand I'm getting people in the stream who want to see me play Outer Wilds, and then on the other hand I'm getting people in the stream who want to see me develop games. Hopefully there could be like an intersection. I feel like it's fair to say that there's a good correlation between people who play Outer Wilds and have like enjoyed the game to the point where they'd like go watch it now, the category now, and people who like appreciate indie games and indie game development. I'm more into game development, but Outer Wilds is peak, so yeah. Well, then you should enjoy all the stuff that I'm doing. I guess the categories I'm doing right now happen to align with what you like, so that's cool. I should be playing tomorrow, because right now I'm doing like, I'm flip-flopping, so one day gaming, one day game developing, but really it's all gaming if you really think about it in the grand scheme of things. Everything we do in this stream is gaming, the game of life. Am I using the right thing? I'm using airbrush. What is the default? I'm still getting used to the new asset-based brush system. Considering your game, you should probably play Rain World. I tried playing Rain World, and then my my brain didn't like it. No, it's not that I didn't like the game, my brain didn't like the game. No, it's just, I don't know. I feel like, first of all, I feel like in general, games have gotten less fun for me. But also, I don't know, like, there aren't too many mechanics that I specifically like in that game, but I said the same thing about Outer Wilds, so maybe I'll play it at some point. Although I've heard, I have a stronger impression about Outer Wilds than Rain World in terms of, like, how incredible the game is. It's a grind, very frustrating. Yeah, I played a little bit, especially without a guide. Like, I kept dying a lot, but I kind of got the impression that you just have to wander around, go to the correct points, avoid the things, and then you will progress. I have no idea how people played it without a guide. Yeah. Okay, I should turn on... What should I turn on? A couple things. Let me undo all that. And I'm gonna go to shading. Wait. How do I edit texture? Okay, well, I guess I can do it here. It's probably a different way, so I don't have to put it into the shader before I do it. Managed to finish it, though, and I have to say it's worth it for me. It always feels, like, better in retrospect, is one thing I've noticed. Not saying that you're wrong to think that way, um, but I will say that when you finish a game, you can sort of just enjoy the memory at that point. Like, you don't have to worry about any point where it might be boring or you might not feel like playing it. And I say that because that's kind of how I felt with Disco Elysium at times. From like, I'm just reading things and this is boring and I have no reason to feel engaged in the story. Even with the game's like incredible writing quality, I still I still felt that at times. But then as I played the game and after I'd finished the game, I'm like, okay, well this is like I get it. I get it now. Kind of want to play it again. Do it. Perhaps I will play it on stream at some point. What game would I want to play next as like that isn't just like a game where you're like building something? Well, a game I might play where you're just building something might be Valheim. Um, but besides that, hmm, don't know. Like any indie games I could try. Kenshi is technically an indie game, but I'm pretty Kenshi'd out in general. I'm trying to think what other really good indie games there. I know Hollow Knight is one. Yeah. Hollow Knight is one. I played through Hollow Knight a certain amount, and I enjoyed the mechanics a little bit more in that game. But I feel it's just like not enough to keep my brain going. Okay, something is starting to happen here. I think we want to smooth this out a little bit. Hold on, I should look at a picture of a pine tree. How do pine trees work? What is a pine tree? Okay. I do not know the best way to represent this with this art style. Oh, this is a good one. Okay, figure it out. Depends on the type of pine tree. Yeah, it's true. Also, I might have to use multiple planes here. Maybe not. No, we're going to be doing it isometrically. That may not necessarily be necessary. That doesn't look right. I think once we have more segmentation, it might look better. Maritime pine? I am not sure. Kind of like Christmas tree, but also... Oh, I have the project open. That's good. This is what I have right now. I just want to recreate this look, the most part. Shouldn't be too difficult to do. fact, I probably don't even have to scrutinize over it this much. Isn't that a fir? It might be. I could be wrong about the type of tree it is. Coniferous. It's something coniferous-like. Actually, yeah, I don't even know what tree it is, though, because I just made it look pine tree-like. Or fir tree-like, of course. Yeah, let's start with the branch, and then I guess we'll figure out how much detail we want to add. Oh, that looks cool. This is cool. I just like this pixelated 3D style. Like how this looks. Trees. Is it wrapping around? Oh, it's like bleeding. Okay. Stop that. Is it in brush? There are pines with that shape, but usually Christmas trees are fir. Yeah. It's probably more in the fir tree genre. Isn't it called like margin or something? Radius, strength, fall off, stroke, advance. Hmm. Symmetry, options, bleed. There we go. No more bleed, please. That's probably fine. Definitely gonna have to align these better. Okay, I probably want some better way to control the direction here. Where are you from? East coast of the place. No, I'm just gonna say East Coast and not specify which country because USA is the only country. You can't use... Okay, it's frustrating that you can't use layers in texture paint. They should add that to... They should add that. Any pines there? Yeah, there's some pines here. I actually studied some tree stuff. I forget why. Forget exactly why I did it. Well, I think it's because I was trying to create a tree that was actually based off of something in real life. But it was called like the Virginia pine tree. And we have some of those in this area. But yeah, for this next part, I think we can just get some green stuff. Pine trees are pretty green. They're almost in like the blue. Fir trees can be like almost in the blue direction a little bit. So we're gonna go over here. Turn down the saturation. How's that? Oh my god. Got rid of the color I was using. This is so sad. There's a lot of variety. Yeah. Here's full of pines. I want to live somewhere more alpine. It's kind of like the tree, yeah. Here it's like I'd say it's like 30% deciduous. That might be more. Might be too much. And then we have a couple tropical trees. I don't know, it's like people have brought different DLCs, and when they put down their player bases, they're like just bringing trees from wherever. So we have pretty much all types of trees here. Except for maybe like cherry wood trees. I'm not sure. Okay, we need to make this darker. And then we're gonna turn this on, and can we just like do that? Please. Okay, this could work. I don't even know if I want to do it this way though. We'll see. Ailanthus? I'm not sure what that is. Here, let me look it up. Ailanthus. Tree of Heaven. Maybe. Hard for me to say. I mean, if there's something you're seeing online that says, like, there are statistically, more trees of this type in this area, then I guess so. No! I don't have the panning thing set up. Damn it! How does this look? Okay, we're getting somewhere. Again, I might just want to fill the whole thing in. We'll see. People see what happens. This looks like pine tree, right? Okay, maybe I shouldn't make the mistake of making them aligned. Okay, we're going too far. Maybe not, I don't know. Why does it seem like the brush is different now? Maybe it's because the size of the brush has changed because I zoomed out or something. Okay, then maybe just like one right here. One right there, okay. Sure, now we gotta get it aligned correctly. Wait, what's going on with the material? It looks piney, that's good. Let me put this in emission. There we go. We hate shading. Or maybe we don't hate shading. But we do hate roughness. Ah, this looks interesting. Hey, when does the game become available and when can I get it? Right now, there's no public thing you can download to play the game, but I want to get that going. So I'll try to do it within like the next 6 months. Because, I mean, I want to add more. I could technically make a build now, but it would be very lackluster. I need to get the gameplay loop, like, fully established before I do that. So maybe I will focus on that. Yeah, I would like people to be able to play the game as well. Okay, what if I change this to 0? 0? Hmm. Okay, I can see. I can see what's going on here. Oh, how could I do this? Yeah, wait a minute. Here, let me add like a menu. I'm gonna call this, what would it be? Yeah, menu, profile, space. And how do we specify the values? I think we need a node input. First of all, how would we do this? So now it's like in global space. Yeah. And it's like looking downwards. But I think, oh my god, Blender. That's why we control S spam. Control S spam is the best thing you can do. I'm also rendering this thing, which is about halfway done. Okay, we need some way to specify only certain axes, so maybe instead of a menu, shoot, wait, I don't know. I guess we can try a vector. Profile, rotation, profile. What do I call this? How about profile direction factor, which can be like 1, 1, 1 by default. And then we just multiply this by that. Should do it, right? Or at least give us some control. So now if I set this all to 0, it's basically just a constant rotation. Then if we add one of the directions back, what can we get? Here, first of all, let me set this to 1. Or, sure, that works. And then we just want these to, like, spin randomly. That doesn't do it. Okay, it's the z-axis. There we go. We can get a configuration that way. Which is cool. Then we adjust one of these, and now we have, like, a bit of a dip. Perfect. I think we definitely need more leaves, but we'll keep going for now. We don't have to do that right at this moment. I think it would be best to fill this in. Maybe not. Let's just try adding more leaves at first before we do that. And how do I do this? Oh, right, we should be controlling it here now. Yeah. Does that work? It's only the probability start that controls it right now. And it's only spawning on the branches, it looks like. Which is confusing because I thought that's what we fixed last time. Yeah, we're using OR. Distribute points on faces. The domain size should be greater than 0. Probability multiplied by probability start. So I guess it's just the probability that could be getting messed up. So when we go and set the probability here, what do we do? What is this? Oh. Is it still being affected here? Zero and 1, yeah. Which should still work. Unless we're setting it to 0. Which, I think we also got rid of that. Or should it be for a certain group? Forget. I think it is both. Hmm. So this is outputting to branch. This is outputting to leaves. What if I turn these off? But we don't have leaves. Oh, yeah. Wait. Okay. That's correct. Then once we add this, we get leaves. And this should work with both, but it's not. Let me try setting this to branch. Nope. Well, it does the same thing. Even though this isn't outputting to branch. Yeah, I mean, these are all branch, so must be the probability. So when does that happen? Oh, yeah, it must be like setting this again. Or wait, it's joining the geometry, right? So I don't know if that should matter. The probability is still 0. And I have a question. What's your question? Oh, but those have probability. What if I add them back? It's still there. How's Italian food like in the States? From my experience, I mean, it depends slightly depending on where you go. But there's a lot of cheese and a lot of sauce and a lot of cheese and a lot of sauce and a lot of noodles. Um, Sometimes it can be overwhelming. I don't know if it's actually like that in Italy, but sometimes I will like order food from an Italian restaurant and what I get back is just a plate of like sauce, like dairy-based sauce. It's like cheese, sauce, just an entire plate. Or I got that once from a restaurant. Um, but I mean, then there's what's like the whole thing with pizza, which has become like almost fast food in here in the States in some places. Or there's like there's like a version of it now, fast food. There's like I don't know if this exists in other parts of the world, but there is like frozen pizzas. Um, yeah, pizza Giuseppe. I'm not sure what that is. Let me see. Is that a restaurant? Oh, are these frozen pizzas? I see. I don't know if we have that or not here. When I say have that, that means like I don't know if it's easily accessible at most stores. Okay, why isn't this working? What the hell? Wait, is it the rotation? Is the rotation different? No. Wait, maybe. Oh shit. Oh, it might be. Oh. Pizza's fast food also here. I see. Yeah. Are you in Italy? Yeah, okay, they are emitting. They're just really tiny because we gotta also move the rest of the stuff over there. I see. Pretty much all we need from the end here, I think, is the probability. But then we do need some sort of scale. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, if I increase the radius, start, and end, nothing happens. No, there we go. Yeah, there's like a massive imbalance there. What can I do? Could have like a radius override. Or should it be constant? Maybe it shouldn't depend on the size of the previous thing. Yeah. Hold on. That's a good idea. Radius start, radius end. And then we're mapping some sort of range distribution factor. Yeah, I don't know why that would actually affect it. Um, what if I look at the end of these branches to get smaller? Hmm. Oh, well, yeah, the radius value is different. That's the issue. That's what's going on. Yeah, we should probably have them determine their own radius, basically. Here, I should store a thing here. I'm gonna store a factor, and then we can calculate some of the stuff on the other side. So, yeah, let me move these. I'm gonna move these to instantiation. Radius start, radius end. Wait, radius end, but I still see radius end there. Why? Why? Hold on. What's going on here? Do they have duplicate names? I guess so. Yeah, okay. Radius start, probability start, radius end. Maybe not even the factor. Maybe we should go before that. Maybe we should just store the factor. And then we do the whole map range thing, like over here. Perhaps. Yeah, where do we scale it? Scale is the length. Wait, then where does... Oh, that's only for, that should only apply to curves. What are we using for the scale? The radius. We're just using the radius. Okay. Don't do that. Oh, we do want to use the radius, actually. We are on the right track with this. Yeah, so where's the radius set? The radius? Okay. We're gonna copy this entire thing. No. We're gonna copy radius start. Now we're getting some issues. We want to copy the value we have at the end of here on the first one. So this, and then this other one. Radius start, radius end. Do we want to do the factor thing? We could, I mean, we could have both. But this does go from 0 to 1. But we might want to control the ranges for the things we're instantiating, so that's probably ultimately what we want to do. Let's just implement that, get it out of the way. We can probably copy this setup here. Yeah, we're going to use this factor now. And, oh god. How do I get it out of the thing? Alt-P. There we go. Okay, so here is the factor. Right, we need to move the start now as well. So, begin, end, length start, length end. Maybe I should call this start and end, not begin and end. In, end, and then we remap it using this stuff. Radius start. Radius end. And then the value will be the factor. Plug that in here. Okay. Is that the same? I don't know. Oh, we need to calculate the probability thing as well. I think it might be the same, it's just now they're a lot smaller, so. Because the branches makes it appear less large. Maybe not. Do like that. Okay, and then for the leaves, we're gonna crank these up. Then turn down the radius end. Cool. Increase the radius start. Okay, we might want a way to control whether we inherit the radius or not. Is this isometric, or is this, yeah. I guess so. I guess it is. Maybe we should, increase the start. Yeah. Just now here. Yeah, I guess we kind of want some way to inherit the radius. So, means like a mix thing. Okay, but I actually want to use multiply. Okay, I think we can do it like this. We still have d radius, right? Okay. What we'll do is we'll mix this to a value of 1 using, I guess we'll call this radius inheritance, which will default to like 0.7. So we're kind of adding like a new thing here. Okay, I accidentally just reset one of the values there. That's fine. And then we'll use that as our mix factor. And then we multiply this by that value. And are we still setting the radius? Yeah. But we just want it to be the actual radius now. So Let me do that here. Okay. So now it's inheriting the radius, so we won't get like massive branches up here. Okay, I don't want it to clamp. There we go. Now I can turn this up, and for some reason, still getting a really large branch there. Why? Why are you doing this? Radius inheritance. Oh no, we want to go from 1 to this value by controlling the radius. Yeah, okay. So if I set that to 1, now I have to increase the radius here a lot more. It should be more consistent now. There we go. Perfect. It is looking a little repetitive, but we'll break things up using various methods. Let me first of all hide this. Are they not giving shadows? What the hell? Is this a shadow creator? Oh, I guess the shading settings change here. How does this look right now if we render an image? Not great. So I think we will switch to filling them in completely. And in fact, we might not even have this twig going through the middle. We'll see. All right, let me copy this color. We're basically just gonna do like multiple different stripes here. Make sure we're using constant fall off. This is because like the brush asset, it doesn't save it. I might want to turn the radius up. Yeah, do that. Like this doesn't have to be the most precise thing. But it seems like it gave better results when I went slower there. Okay. That make it look a little more full. Uh, it's confusing me. That's what it's doing. Yeah, it has you turn the roughness off. What is it using there to shade it? Go back to shading mode. Well, then it looks fine. What the hell? Okay, let's render image. How does that look? Alright, we're getting some of these. Hmm. What does it need? I think we want to change just the overall look of this. You know what? I think... Hmm. I think we're gonna erase alpha. Maybe we won't completely redo this. No, I think we should. Probably add color swatches. Is that a thing here? Color palette? Yeah. Gonna add this one. We'll add eyedropper, please. Add that one. And then we'll create like a darker one as well. And then we will go to erase alpha. I'm gonna redo this. We'll start with this color. Yeah, the patterns need to be larger, otherwise it's not really gonna show up. Should be doing this. Okay, let me change the radius a little bit. Let me set it to like 35. Because we have enough resolution to do a little more. I guess this is fine. We can clean it up afterwards. Okay, now the radius has changed. Let me set the radius to be in scene coordinates. We can do that, right? Is it here? Um, Maybe that's like only sculpt mode or something. Yeah, just fill that in. The shape looks worse. Let's go into erase alpha. Just fix this somehow. Something to fix this. Just don't know which direction I should go. Probably this way. All right, then we're gonna go to we use overlay. How do we just not change the alpha? Color, perhaps? No. Hue, saturation, value. What about value? Because really all that's changing here is the value. Okay. That could work. Just add like bands in here. Same thing on the other side. We'll keep like the staggering we had before because I kind of liked it. Yeah, I think this will look much better. I was gonna add lowlights, but I'm not even sure if I need to. Let's see how this looks in the render. Okay, that looks kind of bad. Still. It still looks bad. I think we can make the leaves bigger. Could probably help. We will add lowlights. It'll be worth it in some way. Some sort of way. Also, an ad break is going to start in 1:38. I'll just pause the stream for that. Yeah, it needs to taper more here. think. Okay, that seems to have helped. They almost look like mini pine trees themselves. Now I think we do want to scale it up. Why does it look shiny now? What have you done? What have you done to my beautiful tree? Alright, let's turn down the probability. Let's cut it in half. We can do like a... Okay, we're going to cut it in half again. We'll increase the radius. Looks kind of bad. That looks kind of terrible, to be honest. I do not like that. Turn up the probability again. Turn down the radius. Okay, I have another idea, but the ad break is about to start, so I'll be back in 3 minutes. If it starts. If it starts. When it starts. Are we going to start? Let's do this. Are you inspired? Okay, I have to click the button manually. And I will be back. All right, we're back. We are back. Yeah, I don't know if I can get the same visual effect as I have with our other trees. It'd be nice if I had a picture pulled up so I could look at them. But I have to keep running the project. Oh well. I could like go to where the asset is, I suppose. It's not in here. Maybe it's still in sprites, tile sets, foliage. Yeah, there it is. I don't know how to describe what we need to do here. Maybe we change the shape of the leaves. Hold on, yeah. New plan. New plan. You only need 2 tones. We're gonna go to shading. We're gonna go here. We're gonna then go here. Do this thing, then do that thing. We're gonna take advantage of the fact that we can just instantiate a bunch of these, so I'm just gonna like, yeah. I'm just gonna do that. And then I'm gonna come over here. Over here. Maybe I should use darker colors? No. I'm gonna make this sort of shape. Hold on. No, I remember it. I remember what we need to do here. Do I? Well, we gotta add the bend at some point. We'll do that. Eventually. We'll do this. We'll add a low light. Maybe I could use this color. Add a little more contrast. Clean this up a little bit. Then I think I'll go in here and like maybe do a couple of no, wait, it shouldn't matter. Okay, that looks bad. But if we render an image, it's getting closer to what we have. So it's actually good. Now, if I go into layout mode and turn on the material, turn off scene lights for a second. Okay, it's kind of hard to see, but if I subdivide this plane, just once. Just once should be good. Give this a bit of a shape. Like a bit of a sort of thing. A sort of kind of thing, maybe. And then I just instantiate a shit ton of these. We're talking like 120. We gotta add some randomness or something. It's looking a bit too uniform. Yeah. Let's also do something with the direction, maybe. That could help randomize it a little bit. No. No, I don't want to do that. Let me turn down the radius end, which should be lower than radius start. I don't know why it's not. I don't know what happened there. Just gonna turn up the probability until this doesn't look terrible. Should we just make the overall structure larger? I think we should. Yeah, we're kind of missing out on resolution here. Yeah, you know what? It's true. Make that taller. Make our branches come out a little more. If you would. I mean, this is kind of messed up, but don't be a negative value. Hell, some of these are like flipped. Or maybe they were before, but now they're not. And adjust the radius on this, perhaps? Yes. We will do that. Where's the seed? Change the seed here. Also going to change the seed on this. Okay, re-enable these. And then I'm going to increase the radius start. Decrease radius end. Right, render image. Oh, we're getting somewhere now. Okay. Cool. What I will also do, let's go here. I think I'll scale this on the x-axis a little bit. Kind of like that. Okay, I think we might be able to turn the probability down a little bit and maybe turn the radius up. Oh geez, I did not mean to do 20. Does that look? Maybe we're getting somewhere. We might want to adjust the direction of the sun a little bit. Let me call this the tree sun. Tree sun. For trees. Just adjust the direction slightly here. Basically just change the X rotation. Why does that already... Wait, why is this already at like 5? Maybe it's because it's for the rocks. Let's try rendering that. Looks maybe a bit better. No, it doesn't. It looks bad. I don't know if I can change the scene or anything like that. I have an idea. An ingenious idea. Shading. Object info. Location. White noise texture. Well, we could use that, actually. Value. We're going to multiply this. We're going to multiply this by a certain value. That's what I'm trying to say here. Oh, that's object info. I see. Okay. In that case, we're going to go to geometry nodes. Did we realize instances? Well, we'll capture this attribute. The index. And we're going to store a named attribute. We're going to call this We're gonna call this, and it could store it in the object domain. No, I can't, actually. Instance ID. It's gonna be an integer. Back to shading. Get the thing. Attribute. Instance ID. Use factor. Oh. Oh my. Stored as a float, maybe? Why is it doing that? Using the same name. Instance ID. What's up, Skittles? Some geometry nodes? Yeah. I'm having fun. Maybe I can't just get it this way? Then why are we getting these, like, dots? Not sure why that's happening. Unless it varies along the thing? What if I did vector? Okay. Instance ID. What if I use an attribute that doesn't exist? Like, ABC. Okay. Need to capture on instance, then store on point. Oh, you're right. Thank you. And how does this look? Better. It kind of creates like fake shading almost. I think one thing I want to do is I want to go back to our texture paint, and maybe at this point I can reduce the contrast here. Is there aliasing all of a sudden? Okay, let me use value. Go to the fill bucket, use value, and maybe this color. A little bit brighter than that. Like, we don't want a lot of contrast here anymore. Okay, go back to shading. Render image. Okay. We are getting somewhere. What if I did use a mission? I don't know. Okay, what if I rotated the light 45 degrees? The other way. Oh my god. Can we turn down the amount which the shadows affect the light? Like, can we use some sort of atmosphere environment light? Is this diffuse thing? No. Transmission, coat, specular subsurface. IOR? Okay, not that. What's up, Jason? Oh, I could mix in some emission. Yes. There it is. But it's also kind of making it brighter. Oh yeah, let me use our modified value. I think this will do something, though. Oh yeah, wait. Render image. Oh wow. Okay, this is starting to look good. It is now starting to look good, and actually, should I say it? Better than what we started with? I think it does. I think it does look better. And then these little twigs are popping out. Oh, that'll really help. We can make like 16 of these. It's gonna be so nice. The best trees. I do need to add roots. So I wonder how I can do that. Wonder what the approach is gonna be there. Yeah, let me add a material for the log. I mean, at this point, it should be pretty simple. Emission of 1 will display just the color, so don't go over 1. Yeah. Here, let me make this a bit sharper. Or should I? Should I do that? I don't think it'll make a huge difference, actually. In fact, it might look better with it being a bit more blunt. I think this is working pretty well, though. Okay. I mean, we'll tweak it. We'll fine-tune it at some point. Now, I was thinking I should make, like, procedural bark. I'm not sure that's going to be necessary here. Turn the roughness up. No, not an animation. Please. Yeah, we're trying to get many trees going, Jason. Got the right idea. Right now we only have 1 tree. Should I keep the shading here? I guess so. I guess I can keep the shading there. Well, shoot. We've already got something here. I'm gonna turn the... I think I'll turn the length on the trunk down a little bit. Ooh, how does that look? Still looks fine. And can I perhaps turn the begin up? Looks like I can. We need a mission on the log as well. Definitely. Wait. What is this? Oh, I was gonna use normal blending. Why? That is like so unnecessary here. I guess now that I'm like seeing it, what is the game called? It's called Scalemarch. Here, I can show it. I can show what I have. Does that look better for sure? Now I can actually add some sort of texture to this. Although, yeah, I'll probably want to have some sort of taper for the trunk or something at least. I'll probably end up adding roots though. Okay. So here it is. Plays a dragon. Now you play as a 3D dragon. Before you used to play as a 2D dragon, but now it's 3D. And the idea is that you start off really weak, although I'm not super weak right now. But you basically go around and do ideally different categories of things to gather what you see at the top right, which is called essence. And then eventually, once you take enough damage, you will end a run. Thank you, Jason. And you'll be taken to this upgrade menu. So I can add some upgrades. I can add a chameleon tongue. I can add Morningstar upgrade. Um, let's just add those. And now you have like an improved dragon, and that's kind of the idea behind the game. You like progressively upgrade your dragon, and then by the end of the game, you're like the strongest dragon ever. But no, the what I really want to try and create with this game is just like a lot of player freedom for how they choose to build their dragon and how they choose to interact with the world. Like right now, I'm taking a very narrow approach of just going around and bashing into enemies. I want players to be able to like build a dragon that specializes at picking objects up and throwing them at enemies, or build a dragon that specializes in eating plants. Um, Doing great feats, perhaps. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to add that much, but the idea is that it's kind of gonna be like, oh, let me try this thing. This thing either worked or did not work. Let me change the build of the dragon to try and accomplish this thing, and sort of creating like gameplay loop out of that. Yeah, I think the 3D dragon is better looking than the 2D dragon now. And I still have to polish it some more. Like the eyes could definitely use some work. Maybe give the body more texturing overall, but I think it is looking better already. And I need to add more sounds. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is so far. I've gotten to the point where I can just add content, and that is what I'm doing. Yeah, I guess we can do something here with the tree bark. Do something simple. I'm gonna go to texture coordinate generated. I think we can use that. Voronoi texture 3D distance. We'll plug that into a bump map. Height. Plug that into the normal map. Wait. Okay, we'll see if we have to do the normal blending or not. Whoa. Okay. How does that look? Hmm. Object. Okay. Um, Plug that into the base color. Okay, we're getting something from that. Distance, scale. Is it because of the emission? Hmm, it might be. Hard to say. Can't see. What is going on there? Yeah, let me change the direction of the light. Okay, it's working. It's just kind of, difficult to see. So let me turn this up, and let me just turn the strength up to like 10. 55 squigillion? Okay. No, something else is going on here. Yeah, I turned the emission strength all the way up. Still can't see that though. Is it because it's perfectly aligned? Hmm. Well, no, now it's being... Oh, it's because of the shadow. Yeah. I could try changing the direction of the light. I don't know how much it's gonna affect the visuals, though. Okay, well then instead, why don't I just use this for, like, modulating the color? Use a color ramp. It's probably be maybe the brightest color. And here we'll have, like, a darker color. I'm lagging a bit. That is unfortunate. bitrate should be good. So hopefully things get better for you on your end. Okay, well, something is happening here. I could try and I could texture the branches individually. Okay, I should do it. I should just get it over with. Oh god. It shouldn't be that bad. Oh, where's yeah, the curved circle's right here. There's a pretty easy way to do this. We can capture attributes. We're going to capture the length and what else? Yeah, we'll capture the length for that one. Then here we're going to capture the factor, and then we will store an attribute here. It's going to be vector, 2D vector. Oh, we could even override the UV, I think. Right? Yes, perhaps. You can snap procedural texture to look like pixels. All right, that's good to know. I guess it'll depend whether like it looks bad in the render or not. Geometry nodes, go back here. Okay, it does change the value. Perfect. So now we can combine XYZ. This will be the X direction. No. I'm doing this the wrong way. This has to be the factor, and then this has to be the length. So we plug the length into the y-axis and the factor into the x-axis. Plug that in here. There we go. Okay, we gotta make this wrap. So, would that be a 3D texture? I guess so. Yeah. For 3D sampling. We're gonna use separate XYZ. And we're gonna get, well, we gotta multiply this first. Multiply by pi. Get the cosine of that. Oh, hold on, not yet. Wait. Maybe I should multiply the individual values instead. We'll see. And then get the sine. And then I think I have these flipped. Sine probably should go first. And then cosine. Combine XYZ. What does that do? There's one more thing we have to fix. Instead of using a curved circle, we'll use a curved arc. And then we'll set the sweep angle to 360 degrees. Okay. Looks like it's mirrored. Oh, I guess the interpolation could be affected. No, I don't know if that would make a difference or not. I mean, it could still work. It's just not ideal. Am I doing this correctly? Maybe I should try tau. No. Okay, well, it could still work. This isn't being affected. Like, when I multiply this, it doesn't do anything. Oh. Okay. Yeah, this goes into cosine. This be 4D. I think this will do it. Yeah. 4D would be if we went wrapping in both directions, which we don't, fortunately. Oh god. Yeah, so now we just adjust the proportions. And probably switch this to distance to edge. Okay. There we go. Why don't I use constant? I think that's allowed here. Want to increase the scale until we can see it fully. So now, if we were using triplanar mapping, the grain would be going up on this, not sideways, which is the direction it should be going. And let me change. Okay, there's no other things to change here. What if I turn down the randomness a little bit? No. Roughness, detail. I don't think it's going to make a huge difference. The only other thing I might want is like distortion. Maybe? How does that look in the render? Oh. Okay, let's turn down the scale. Really? That's interesting. Okay, let's make some alterations to the trunk. Then we'll see what we can do about this. So we could either try and make the trunk just like larger at the bottom, or we could add roots coming off the bottom, which means we kind of do want to control. I guess we'd have to control the amount now. We'd want to control the amount, or we could just turn the probability up really high. Yeah, I think we might want to fully switch to that. Or we could like try another group or something. No, I think we probably want to do it this way. Yeah, let me make a reroute here. I'm going to call this factor, distribution factor. Now we want to control our own probability. So, well, yeah, that is what we want to do. So we want to recreate this part. Redo the clamp thing. Oh god. Okay. We can do that. Yeah, I think we take the factor, we clamp that with start and end. Or what is it? Beginning. Is it begin? Okay. Probably change the name on that at some point. Looking good so far? Yeah. It's coming along. And if this equals the factor, it means that we are within the valid range. So we can just do this. And now we're controlling our own start direction. Let me move those to the begin and the end. Let me move that to instantiation. Can I increase the size of this window? This is like awful. Okay, maybe not. No, I can. There we go. Much better. Distribution, and also put that in here. Okay, now if I go down to the leaves, oh, but it's gonna like apply it differently now. Shoot. Well, I guess it's not a huge deal. If I turn the begin amount up, we might just be getting less on the branches now. And we're multiplying this by probability start. What's up, Redstone? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, we gotta turn the end up, that's why. Okay. Yeah, I was looking bad there for a second. WSG? Does that mean what's... I thought that meant what's good. Yeah. Wait, does that... But does that require that I say, like, oh, yeah, it's, doing good? I haven't fully established the connection yet, but I know what it means in literal terms. Also, it seems like the shading might not be doing anything now, which I think is because we're not in shading mode. Damn it. Okay. Is there any way we can specify an amount or something? I don't know. But we could make the roots at this point. So I'm gonna duplicate... Here, let me close these all down. But I'm gonna duplicate this one. And I'm gonna set the end to like 0.05, or yeah, 0.05 and the begin 0, and just crank the probability up, which is not ideal, but it'll work. Oh my god. Whoa, it's like a mirrored tree. Yeah, we don't want to output leaves on this. We'll turn that off. Okay. Why is that happening? What the hell? Is it inheriting the groups? Somehow? What are you doing? I'm making trees. Making trees for Scalemarch. Hmm. Well, it's evident that they're still in the group. But there's no output group. What the hell? How could it be inheriting the attribute? Maybe if it's on the point domain. Oh, okay. I guess that is why. How would I clear it? I don't know if I necessarily can. Maybe I should set it to face. Okay, edge. Then that seems like it might be causing some problems. No, that was there before. Okay, what is that? Is that a very small twig coming off the tree? That's kind of cool. Oh god. Okay, we got to make the radius more consistent, I think, for that one. But I guess we can just switch this to edge. Why not? Yeah. Um, radius end to decrease the end position. Increase the probability. Lots of these. It's gonna say ship it, right? Okay, we do want to add some randomness to the direction at some point. This is actually working pretty well though, so I don't know. Let me turn the radius n to 0. There we go. And then we turn the direction down. Let me increase some other things. Let's turn the radius up a little bit here. Jitter, we're gonna turn the jitter amount up. Oh my god. Why are you doing this to me? I think I know what's going on here. I think that could look interesting though. Where is it? Oh, right. I've actually organized these. Yeah, we don't have any sort of seed. Could I add that perhaps? Using the length. Okay. Let's get a random value. Anywhere from negative 200 to 200. Using this as the seed, and then add that. Add them, please. Oh my god. What have you done? Should be fine. Maybe offset UVs by 1 for each branch copy. Not a bad idea. Um, Let me do that. Good idea. Or, yeah, okay. I think that would improve the look. Let's capture the index. And we can add this to the x-axis. Oh, but it's gonna wrap anyways. So we could add to the y-axis. But the y-axis doesn't clamp between 0 and 1. Okay, in that case, we will do that. And then we'll figure it out in the shader mode. In shaders, we'll use the power of shadering. Combine X, Y, Z. Unless it is doing something. No, I don't think it's... Wait, what? What? Um... Is it some sort of integer-related thing? Just unwise finds they're not all the same. Well, that'll probably work. Yeah. Okay. Alright, we gotta make this less... whatever. Is it just the jitter? Is that what's doing? Okay, I think it is. Yeah. Let me turn down the jitter frequency. A lot. A lot. Hell. Okay, it just has to be really low, I guess. And I think the jitter should automatically be weighted along the factor. So we have these compound. I don't know. I don't think we have to worry about that. Multiplied by the jitter amount, and then we will multiply this by the factor. There we go. So now it doesn't detach completely. Okay, this has to be like the world's smallest value. Okay, what's going on there? Does it have to be the curve index? Curve info? Curve index? Maybe I should put it into the ID. How did you learn all this stuff? Years of trying to do it and failing, and then failing some more, and then eventually just being able to do it through the stuff that I'd learned by failing. Failure's a good thing, and no one else has ever said this. Okay. There's like something wrong with... Why? It goes into the detail. No, that's the scale. Why does the scale seem to increase the amplitude? We must be doing this the incorrect way. We turn this off for a second. Yeah. I think we're doing this the wrong way. Okay. Yeah. That's what we want. Turn the amount down, my god. And we gotta, like, randomize this again somehow. So, not sure why that's not working. Have we already instantiated this? Realize instances, spline parameter index. Oh. Wait. Yeah, it was probably automatically using a different ID. That still doesn't work. Is it the index? Is it like the point index? That might be doing it. Curve ID, maybe? Okay, I think that is working. And then for the seed, we'll use the seed. So we can randomize that as well. Wait, were we not doing that before? Maybe not. Perhaps not. What if we render that? Okay. Wonder if there's any way we can add the radius to one of these values. Like, yeah. Because then that would make the bark size consistent. Not a huge deal, but I mean, it could be affecting the look somewhat. Also, yeah, let me turn down the length of this a little bit. Where is it? Um, oh my god. Honestly, maybe like that. That's okay, that's probably better. There's one more thing we want to implement, but it's going to be kind of difficult. Well, no, maybe not. Gotta look at all the spots we're using seed, which I think is like 5 places. Um, because ideally we probably want to inherit the seed, so we don't have to like change it on every single node. So, hmm. Yeah, how would we do that? I guess we could capture attribute. Yeah, maybe. Can we output the print? Okay, you know what? We'll just use it like a driver or something. We don't have to do this. Let me copy our first seed. Copy, copy. That's the right one? Yes, copy as new driver. Paste. Paste. Okay. Now we will randomize this until we get a very cool looking tree. Might want to add more variation. I should randomize the starting position as well. And I do, instead of having like branches, I guess branches are kind of cool. I kind of wanted like branching entire other like smaller trunks coming off of it. So maybe I will correct the setup to add some more of those. Yeah, curved line. Hmm. Okay. Let's add something to instantiation. We're going to call this. I'm going to call it a vector. We're going to call this position randomness. And then for here we'll have. I guess we could do that for both of these. Sample curve. Yeah, let's just do it here. Get another random value, but a vector this time. Random value vector. From -1 to 1, multiply that by position randomness. Use the ID curve ID. Seed will be our seed. And then plug that in here. And then if we go to the trunk and we add some randomness, it does appear to randomize it. So we'll do like, yeah, 0.8 and 0.8. We don't want any of this, I don't think. So now what if we change the seeds again? Okay, now it's kind of going off the screen a little bit. It's better. Let's add those larger trunks. So I should probably name these if possible. Which one is this? The roots. It does look like they don't cast shadows on each other because we're in the wrong mode, I think. But then the shadows already cancel it out at that point. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to add another light source. And we're going to also use this for the normal. Looks a little more interesting, perhaps. Why is it not wrapping? What? Oh, no. We had to use towel. Okay. I guess that'll do something. Really what this is for is to, once again, give shadows like on the trunk and stuff. If they'll do it. I don't know if they will. Okay, that's fine. I think that'll look a little bit better for sure. Okay. We don't have a lot of resolution there, you know. What if we turn the start radius up? Also, ad break in 10 seconds. I'm going to pause the stream for 3 minutes. You won't miss a thing. This is the price I have to pay for no pre-rolls. Shape? Oh. What? Okay, the brake isn't starting, but why is this not working? Bend? The hell? Okay, I'll be back in 3 minutes. Okay. I've discovered the answer. What's up, Arctic? I saw your video. Your Let's Play. Number one! It's good stuff. Yeah, so here is the solution. You're not gonna believe this. You're never gonna believe this. Crazy. Crazy. And we gotta increase the length of both the length and the radius of the roots. Oh, these trees are gonna be huge now, though. It'll be massive. Shoot. Maybe it's too much. Maybe this is too much. Yeah, turn it down a little bit. Come on. Alright, those are the branches. This should be the root. The roots. Increase the radius start. Decrease the length. I guess the important thing there was just the radius. Okay. Render image. Maybe a little bit better. Are the boulders too big? I don't think so. Because I added pebbles around them, which kind of helps to integrate them. Oh no. Okay, we can add a little more variation. Instead of these branches, why don't we instead add smaller trunks? So we'll have this begin at 0 0.1 and end around 0 0.3. Yeah, now it's inheriting the radius. So what we'll do is we'll have this actually go up this way. Back in a little bit. Cool. Now we're getting some more interesting shapes. And, oh, the normals look a lot better. They're blending already. Kind of by themselves. Hold on. Would this be better? Just use this. Especially now that we don't have branches. Okay. Alright. Yeah. 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 We might just want to multiply it by the, like, tangent, or the normal. Whichever one. Of the curve. Yeah, I think that'll look better. So now we're getting, like, split trunks. And what else? Another thing we can do to this. We could turn up the jitter amount. Ooh, it's quite a large amount of trunks. Turn down the jitter frequency, like 0 0.1. That do something? Yeah. Yes, it does, actually. Okay. I don't know if we want that much, though. Maybe turn the direction up more? Oh, there we go, that's fine. And I'm going to turn the probability down to like 0.5, 0.3, 0.2, 0.01, 0.1, and now only a couple of them will have it. Some kind of rare. Yeah, there we go. There's one. Seeing a couple that have them. Get it right. If you get it the right way, it won't look bad, yeah. Some of this will just be me scrambling to different seeds. Like, I think that looks pretty cool. Render. Okay, it kind of looks... It's hard to tell what's going on. So... This could be a situation where mass would be helpful. Yeah. Hold on, wait a minute. We're adding mass. We're adding mass. We're gonna do that pre-jitter. Yeah, I don't think it has to be there. It's mass time. Set position. Offset is going to be the factor, the spline parameter factor, parameter, combine XYZ. But like, I'll just use a float curve. Or should I... Hold on. Genius idea. An ingenious idea has struck me. Exponent. No, power. And then we use mass as the exponent. And then plug that in here. What the hell? It's because it's defaulting to 1. Let's default to 0. And reset all of them. We might want to do it post-bend, though. One of them still has mass. But where? Maybe I'll call it droop instead. As your long-form video coming along? Still gotta fully lock in an idea. But pretty much everything pertaining to that is still up here. I'm not working on it a whole lot in terms of thinking, but it is like I really want to make it good, so I gotta have a pretty good idea. I have an idea for like an intro, which I'm not gonna spoil here, but I think it'd be a good intro. Damn it. Okay. This is doing something like irreversible. I could multiply it as well. Okay. Does it work now? We go somewhere. I think it should be this one. If we adjust the mass, yeah, now they make it droop or go up. Although it seems when it goes the other direction, it doesn't. It just disappears. Why? Why are you doing this? I mean, we only want to go up, but... So yeah, now instead of doing that, we'll just rely on the mass. That looks better. Oh. Oh. Down a little bit. A lot more of these things could be randomized, but it's also kind of helping us because more of them are fitting in the camera frame. Some of these just have like these offshoots now. Hold on, let me turn the radius up. I did forget to do that. Radius start, like that. Radius end. I don't know. Alright. And I really want to be able to increase the bend on this one. Maybe I should try experimenting with the mass. Why does -1 mass just break everything? Is it because of the exponent? Is that why? Use the absolute value. What the hell? Where is it? Okay, now it works. That's why mass should probably be applied post-bend, because it's just shortening it. So, we'll do that. Let's put these all into a frame. Call it mass. And then the bend is over here. Okay, so move this here. Then we'll do this after the bend. Reroute. Reroute, thank you. Okay, go in there. Now, if we... Okay, it doesn't do much. But then if we do that... Okay, no. Kinda, I guess that's slightly more interesting. Oh, it was a good idea to use the texture coordinate. That just blends so much more seamlessly. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere. Let me turn the shadow catcher on. It's not catching shadows. What the hell? Are the lights too bright? Okay, I see. Like, we can only have one of the lights on. That still has, like, a normal effect. Okay, yeah, okay. Hold on. How do the leaves look? Not too different, to be honest, so we'll just use this. Or I could do it like that. Technically, the light would be coming from, like, this direction. Just, we can't really do too much shadow. Thing. I would watch for longer, but I gotta go by. Alright, well, thank you for stopping in, Jason. Have a good one. Oh, we do want to move the shadow catcher down, but I'll make a tree shadow catcher. Tree shadow catcher. Yeah. It's not in local space. Maybe it is. Okay. I take it back. What the hell? Maybe we can try that. Render image. It's not very visible. Put the value down on this. Now? Will it work now? I can't tell. It might just not be rendering the pixels there. Rotate the whole tree. This is a pretty good tree generator. Okay, I feel like it should render at least 1 pixel of it. Is it the transparent BSDF? I could, oh, it's because that one's on. Oh, that could change the normals. Let's see. No, it's not that bad. That's fine. Okay. Turn this up a little bit. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. The leaves could look better in the render, but I think it'll work. What if I did a little more with this? Like, yeah. Where's the white noise thing? I'm probably on the wrong material. Yeah. Let me use a color ramp. And this way I can like control the contrast a little bit better. Let me use constant. And we'll have like 3 shades. This will allow us to more precisely control the distribution of the different shades. How does that look? Uh, eh. Maybe turn that up a little bit. It really doesn't look like they're casting shadows on themselves. We still have the emission on. Turn it down a little bit. What if we did that? I think we gotta increase the size of the leaves. Again. Or add randomness. Oh, wait, that looks... I like that. Hold on. Improvement? Improvement detected? Okay, we're gonna keep that, because I like what that did. Although, we're seeing a bit of the top of the tree, so I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. I think it would look good with a willow tree vibe, which I feel it has already. That's good. Well, I mean, with this system, we'll be able to make multiple kinds of trees. So, with each of these systems, the rock system, the tree system, I can quickly repurpose them to make a bunch of other different varieties. I'm just gonna, just putting that out there. Kind of the approach for how I can finish this game quickly. Yeah, it would be nice to have some scale variation. Um, it's the radius thing. Adding a lot of stuff to this. I think this is kind of an important one, though. Yeah. I could do it for the instantiation. I guess I could do it here. I mean, we already have position randomness. I don't think that is in instantiation, though. Unless it is. So it actually kind of works. The default will be 0. So then we can go here. Instance on points, scale, radius, multiplied by 0.5. No. Random value, 0 to 1, mix. From that to, from 1 to that using our randomness value. Plug that in here. Cool. So now we can give the leaves a bit of random. I think that'll. We'll see. We'll see if it improves the look or not. Yes and no. Actually, I think it does. Yeah, I don't know how it's gonna look in the render though. That's the thing. Render image. Okay, I think that's better. I feel like we should turn the emission down on these. Um, yeah. Wait, what is the point of the emission again? What is it even doing? I forget. I forget, like, what the point of this is. Oh, that's to make the shadows less apparent, but it doesn't really matter now. Because there's, like, no shadow on them. Could I increase the strength of the normal somehow? I could. Let me go to the leaf. And I'm going to lower these a little bit. Render image. Okay. Go to the log for a second. Turn down the scale some more. Render image. Turn off the effect this has on the color. Maybe. Maybe. That looks pretty bad. I'm just going to turn the strength of the emission down. Okay. Alright. Let's just create some variations. I think we are approaching the rendering phase. We're going to keyframe this one because this one is familiar. And this one has grown on me. Yeah, I think we're getting a good amount of variation now. Yeah. Oh, yes. We need that one. It's like tree shopping. Which Christmas tree do you want? By the way, Christmas trees, I've never seen a Christmas tree with a second trunk, but whatever. It's fine. This is the way it's meant to be. Maybe get like 4 trees with multiple trunks. Whoa, that one has a lot of trunks. A lot of trunks on that one. Whoa. 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 Some of them have like these twigs. I don't know why. I think it's because of the start and end thing. Okay, yeah, that is actually what it is. Thank you. Wait, we could animate the whole configuration. Oh, that one's cool. We're keeping this one. GVBB, what does that mean? Is that a typo? What is the best? Ooh, look at that one. Wow. Whoa, okay, but it's not good enough. My bad. All good. The first one might be messed up now that we changed the radius on the secondary trunks. All right. Okay. Make sure we move the thing forward as we're doing this. Maybe I should turn the overall radius down. Maybe that is the secret. Let me do that. Because, yeah, if I go to the first one, it looks a little bit worse now. Although, we could go here and actually turn down the radius end. That would significantly improve this. Wait, what? Is it in shape? Yeah, it's in shape. Shit. Oh my god. Hell. Scary. There we go. Oh my god, that is so keyed in. Yes. God, I love geometry nodes. Alright, next one. What do we get? Oh, whoa. How does that look? What did you do? Is it only rendering the first frame? Why is it not rendering the other tree trunk? I can't tell what's going on there. We're gonna key one then. We're gonna key that one. It's the interpolation mode or something. Oh yes, yes. I like this one. Ooh, look at that one. That one is spooky almost, and how bent it is. God, this is really good. This is really good, guys. This has worked surprisingly well. Yes. You're in. Like the roots, yeah. Might make them a little more sparse, but they do look good. I mean, that one will fit into frame, right? I hope so. I hope it does. Yeah, a lot of these have multiple trunks that we're selecting, so, but they look more interesting. Oh, this one is, this one's kind of good. Okay. Let's, make this one different. Ooh. Come on, where is the world's greatest tree? Come on. This is like when you randomize your character in like a character customizer. You need to spend 5 hours finding the best tree. I like this one. Keeping that one. Okay. Got some good variety here. Let me open up Sprite Sheet Maker Online. Everyone's favorite website for making sprite sheets. Wait, what is the current? It should still render to the same spot. Go! Go! Oh, I gotta turn the project off. Yeah, let me get the editor going. What's going on with our render? Render the thing. Render it. It might take longer. Seriously. Hold on, how long is this gonna take? No, I think it's gonna render the whole thing. It's just because I mean we were able to render a single image just fine. It would be nice if I could open the tab though. Okay, there we go. It's pretty good. It's quite nice. Where's this saved? Project. No, it's tool sets. Bakes. There we go. Oh, this is sick. Hold on. Save image as. I'm quite enjoying this tree creation process. I'm gonna go to scene, tiles. I'm gonna make a new tile. No, I can put it in the old one. Sprites, tile sets, foliage, pine tree. I'm gonna just overwrite pine tree. I think this has surpassed the visual fidelity of our other trees. Might polish it a little bit, just like the rocks. But I think it looks really good. World tile set. Right, now we can do the same thing we did with the rocks. So, we're gonna make a bunch of tiles here. Let me go ahead and copy these values that are on this first one. Custom data. 2000, and then the destruction should be like destruction wood or something like that. We could also slightly change the strength of it for each tree, perhaps. No. Shit. Okay. Make the trees viscous. Maybe bushes. No, we probably want a different system for that if we even want to add it. Yeah, bushes. We gotta add those at some point. I forgot bushes were a thing. Should be pretty easy now that we have our epic, cool creator tree creator system. Which you could probably use for other things as well. Could we instantiate rocks on it? Make some cool looking rocks with that? Petrified wood? No, probably, I don't know if we'll use it for rocks. But we could use it for some other stuff that isn't necessarily just trees. We can also animate it. We can animate the different values. So, we gotta keep that in mind as well. So we could have something that like increases in height and then goes back down, maybe looks like some sort of hand reaching out of the ground. Sort of tendril. Yeah, then we'll go to paint mode, terrains, it's at 0, pine tree, and I added the functionality to the spawner system to just be able to handle, like pick between a bunch of different options and then set that as the tile. So we can do this. Okay. Welcome back, Jason. Run project. You're about to see the first tree test. I'm excited. Go! Oh my god. Whoa. New trees. The shadow is a little bit strong on them, but you know. Yeah, I should probably do something about the shadow. But I mean, re-rendering it now should be easier now that everything's like set up. It does take like a second though to render it. Um, yeah, maybe I should do it more like right there. And also turn down how dark the shadow is. Which actually means turning up this value. Okay. Render another animation. We're getting there. Or maybe a desert biome, yes. Perhaps. Yeah, we gotta add that at some point. That's like the next, that's like the one remaining major biome that we haven't added yet. Well, I mean, what, like grass, snow, sand, yeah. Okay. Oh, we already have a test generation, although it's a little lacking in variety. Is the randomization enabled for the previews? Okay, now it is. Wow. Let's get in there. I want to see what this looks like up close. And we need select different rules to check if we can spawn on a certain tile or not. Hmm. Hmm. Maybe we have to run through the editor. Is that what was causing the issue before? Perhaps. I think it's just an issue with like overriding the file. I don't think we're necessarily clearing the save data we had before. Might want to adjust the shading a little bit. Oh, I have an idea. I have an idea for what we could do in a moment. Yeah, that would be so much better. Oh my god. My brain has just exploded with ideas. Leaves. This is going to be the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. Wait. Get out! Get out of here! Object info. No, wait. Object info doesn't work. Hmm. Where do we store instance ID? We store it here? Okay. We actually want instance position. Add that here. I think this will increase the quality of the shading like a lot. And I might want to do it relative to its position along the curve, but we'll see. May end up not making a huge difference. Factor, plug this into the color. I could have 3 different levels of shading. I'd have to map the range. Oh, that already looks so much better. My God. Oh my God, it's beautiful. Oh, wait, what am I doing? Separate XYZ. Use the Z position. Wait, what? Is that correct? Instance position. Vector point. Shading. Is the Z position like okay to use? Do we want to use the X position? I don't think so. It's not the Y position, is it? Why did this look better when we were using factor? I don't know. Could just be that the gaps are really small. Yeah, that might be what's going on. Is it? Oh. I don't know if we can access the position like this. Can we? I feel like we should be able to. What if we plug this value into our output color for a second? Just becomes less blue. Yeah, they all change at once. We could do this. Curve to points, then we capture... Did we already resample? I don't think so. I think we'll use this. Capture attribute. Use it here. Perhaps. No. Well, maybe it works. Again, I have to look at it. Why is it blue? I don't... I mean, I guess that makes sense. What if you use just the X axis? I think it's going to be an object space. Multiply by some sort of value. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be changing there. Huh. Hold on, let me... Let me look at the viewer here. Oh. Never mind. Okay. Does it work now? See a switch statement there. Setting the material. Let's translate instances. Try the base color here. Yeah, I mean, it seems like the Z-axis seems to be the only one that's working, which is interesting. Because then when I go and try and use that, it doesn't work. What if we do like 0 to 10? Because it seems like we're getting some pretty high values. Okay, now it works. Sure. Anyways, this is the idea. The ones that are farther towards the bottom have like a darker color. Honestly, that might be fine. How does that look rendered as an image? I think that might be better. A little bit better. I think we need to make it less dark. We could try the thing where we like flip-flop between brighter and darker colors. I don't know if that's going to be necessary though. Maybe I should. It might improve things. Then I kind of have to commit to that somewhat. It's too bright. Is it so bright? How does that look? I don't know. Here, let me do the thing again. Where I increase the radius. I think I might want to increase the width at this point. Alright, let's keep going. Let's use Lord Modulo. Repeat every one thing. Truncated modulo? What the hell? It's not moduloing. Oh, there we go. Okay. You can try it like that. Perhaps. Give it a bit of an offset. That it starts with this color. Make this less dark. How does that look rendered? Is that a multiplier as well? Is that too much? Kinda. That's better. Oh, yeah, wait. That's it. We did it. Okay, render animation. Make sure this is working. It's not. Close the editor, because sometimes that will fix it. Yep, I meant to do that. Thank you. Is it already done? I guess it is. Yeah, I think that looks better. Okay, run project now. Hmm. Yeah, the editor would have opened the file. All right, Arctic. Go this way, this way, this way, this way. All right, how did these look? Out of my way. Wow. Look at that. They need to be brighter. Or maybe the grass. Maybe the grass needs to be darker. Damn it. Also, it's not randomizing. It looked like it wasn't randomizing them. What the hell? What the hell? Yeah, let me make the grass darker. Oh, it looks better here. These already have a modulate. Is that what I see? No? Well, we can try modulate. Okay, it doesn't do anything. Cool. Cool. Right, we have this inner texture. Makes things a little difficult. We could add a modulate to our shader. Uniform, vector 3, inner modulates, something, source color. Equals vector 3, 1, 1, 1. Okay, vector 4. Vector 4. It's fine. Whoa. Inner texture times inner modulate. Oh. Okay, and then do we have any grass anywhere we can? Okay. Let's go to the world tile set. Here's our grass. Just decrease that a little bit. That might be too dark. We'll see. Yeah, maybe we have to make the trees brighter. Okay, let's turn this up a little bit. Run project. Yeah. Also, an ad break is about to start. So I'll pause the stream for 3 minutes. And that happens. Go, go, go. All right. Those look pretty good. Oh, they look like 3D. Whoa. Whoa. They actually look three-dimensional now. That's pretty cool. Got a lot of variety too. We find any split trunks? Oh, I think that's one right there, yeah. Nice. Cool. Wow. Talk about an upgrade. Break the rocks. So excited. Okay, I'll be back in 3 minutes. Oh my god, there's a fucking army. Jesus. We're back. Let me look at that again. This is beautiful. Oh man. Elden Ring? You better watch your back, okay? These graphics. Alright, this is quintuple A. Quality? 5 whole A's? They do blend in a lot, though. I'm gonna make them brighter. Yeah, you do that. Allow me to increase the brightness here, please. Thank you. Wait, what are we doing here? Hell? Could try putting it there. Probably should. Probably should do that. And then we get shadow, but I kind of don't want shadow. Damn it. It's too bright. Do like that, perhaps? Sure. Render the animation. Let's do this. It's time. I guess shadows would be nice to help segment the different segments, the different trunks on the tree. But we want the shadows to be prominent. That's the thing. I'm already getting a little bit of shadows anyways, so. Is that brighter? Or less bright? It's brighter. Render animation. We're gonna use both. Use both things here. Both techniques. Um, eh. Eh. Oh, yeah, that is much better. We have, like, highlights now. Oh my, whoa! Whoa! I need to explore. I want to explore. This is fun. Alright, what do we got? Get out of my way, you pedestrian. Go. Wow. Okay, they're pretty nice to look at. The shadows are a little bit sharp, but besides that, I think it looks pretty good. Nice. Nice. Alright, well, we have like 25 minutes. Why don't we add some bushes? Maybe? I feel like that'd be pretty easy to do. Close that out. We're adding bushes. We're doing it. It's time. Duplicate this. We're going to call this bush. We're just going to make some basic coniferous bushes. Let's use... Let's use something for these. Now we're going to duplicate this. flatten. Texture paint. We're going to make a new texture. Deciduous leaf diffuse. It's going to be 64 by 64. Welcome back, Arctic. Alpha will be on. Save that. Erase the alpha. Wait. Okay. Green. Oh, we might be able to get away with more than one leaf. Why don't I just okay. Stop. Ruining my day. Is there aliasing on? Is that what's happening here? Yep. Evil. It's evil. So we're just gonna start with this. Something bush-like. Bush-related. And we're just gonna add some shading in that. Look at how well it looks like broccoli or something. No, we're not gonna use the second one. No, thank you. We're gonna just try that. And then we go back to our bush generator. It's a new thing. It's a completely new thing. We're gonna get rid of everything between the leaves and the first trunk. So we want this. We do want to make these a bit smaller. So radius start is gonna be like maybe like that. Yeah. Definitely turn down the direction. Now for this, we want it to start much sooner. So actually like 0.1. And we want to change some things here. Profile object is going to be leaf deciduous. The material is going to be a new material based off this material. Shading. Thing. Better be saving that. You better save that. Buster. Leaves 1. Alright. For the position, this is going to be like at 0. Turn the leaf thing off. Turn our leaves off, please. And how do we want to do this? Maybe we do want branches. Branches cool, actually. Yeah, let's duplicate these. Hell. Radius start, they should both be the same. Begin and end, 0.2 and 1. What is going on there? Oh. It's the randomness. There we go. Okay. Still looks kind of off. Ability start, let's turn that up. Looks like a pine tree, I say. But it won't soon enough. Let's turn the mass to, like, I don't know what bushes are like, I'll add some bend. I kind of like what it's doing there. Mm. Eh. Yeah, yeah. Um, turn down the inheritance for this, like 0.2. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Radius start will be 10. Both of them will be 10. I guess the end value is 1. Turn up the scale randomness. Also, I think we want to change the profile direction or something. There we go. That's the one. That is the one right there. What if we flip? What if we go the other way? And, like, position randomness, maybe. A little bit of randomness in there. 0.3. That's helping. That's helping with the effect. Oh, there we go. Nice. I don't know. I mean, we could do stuff with this. I think that kind of helps it. I'm just doing random shit now. Don't crash! Oh, no. I have to go all the way back there. Damn it, Blender. You're not blending. You need to blend harder. And we have our 3D tile set stuff as well, which is going to be like a whole new thing. Whole new adventure. I'm a much better 3D artist than a 2D one. How does this look when it's shaded? Probably have to do a little work. It's getting there. It's getting there. Is that not on? What the hell? Stick with that. Turn the scale randomness down a little bit. I kind of want it to face more towards the side. I guess something like that is also acceptable. Fuck. Stop! Like, this is happening more often now. Oh, let me just give it some, I mean, I probably have a lot of leaves. Let me just give it some volume. Perhaps. Let me, subdivide this. Vertex, smooth vertices. A little bit. Smooth it out a little bit. Probably gonna be better. Bit of shading. See what we can do here. Make sure we're, adjusting the right one. Maybe just one level. That's all we need here. I don't know. I don't know. Can we get any more levels? Perhaps adjust the distribution here. Also, this should already be animated. Nice. How does that look as an image? Okay, wrong thing. Although it turned our tree into a deciduous tree. It's funny. Render image? Alright, I think this will work. Render animation. Okay, some of them are going out of the boundaries, it seems. These are going to be some giant bushes. Hold on. These are going to be some tree-sized bushes. Let me turn this down. Oh my god. Awful. Yeah, like that much. And then go over here. Stop doing that. Maybe even turn this down a little bit. How does that look? Oh, wow. Okay. Better. Render it. It's time to render. Go into the editor. Let's get this going. I don't even know. Terrain. Start with that. Go over here. Name. Bush. But probably call it deciduous bush or something at some point. Make it green. It seems to be done. Oh yeah, this looks good. This looks good. Okay, project, scene, tiles, bush. I'm gonna call it deciduous bush. We're gonna have to add it. We're gonna have to add it into the thing. I forgot about that. The thing will have to be added into, of course. How's your day? Pretty good. Right after Pine Tree, perhaps? No. Okay, I'll just make these not destructible for now. I just won't worry about that. Um, they may not have to be destructible. Animated. Oh, wait, animating. Do we want to animate the trees and the bushes? Shoot. I could do some shader stuff there. Just like warp only the... Yeah, we could make that work with this system. Okay, let's go to paint mode. We're going to paint terrains. We're going to paint terrains at 0. Um, bush. Okay, that's cool. It's giving some of them icons. That takes a little bit of time. I think there's a way to copy it, though. All right, let's go to biomes. And so I can find the biome easier, I'm going to, I'm going to get rid of tundra and cinders temporarily. All right, now let me go to meadow biome. I hope I'm using layers already for this. I think I am. Maybe. Maybe not. Does layer 0? No, I don't think I'm using layers here. Okay, so if it's true, we do what? Do pine tree. So why don't we split this into another true-false rule? Probability rule. It's true, we do this. It's... Oh my god. Please. Yeah, it'll be 0.5. If it's false, we'll do selector rule. What do we have here? Where is it? We're just setting terrain 2. Okay. Fair enough. Tile set, quick load. Bush. Cool. Now if we test the generation, get an idea of what this looks like. Let's add more clutter overall. It's time. 0.02. It's a lot. It's a lot. Wait, no, I think that was less. That might be a lot. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Oh, oh, oh no. It's not that much. Here's what we'll do. 0.4. Generate preview. And then turn down the amount of boulders. Please. I don't know which way to go exactly. Did that add more boulders? I think it's like not affecting. I think it's adding less trees when I do that. Yeah. We want to go here. No. No, I think it's the second one. Um Keeps rearranging it. This has got to be the one. Okay, now we have a bajillion rocks. More like a bajillion trees. How about that? How about you give us some more trees, please? Oh, wow. There's a lot of trees. It's quite a few trees. I think we want more trees than bushes. Reaching this up to 0.7. And then maybe turn down the overall tree count. This actually doesn't look bad. Turn down the overall clutter count to like 0.3. Cool. All right, now I'm going to close the editor. We almost have like a biome, an actual biome without structures. I hope I saved that. Okay, there we go. Got bushes now. So yeah, this looks a lot better. Wow. It's like a forest. Created a forest. And we still have our rocks and stuff. Okay. Well, I'm probably gonna end it here. Wait, but wait, but wait. How many viewers do we have on? Okay. Damn it, I never get to do raids. Twitch is, I'm getting notifications now on my Twitch dashboard. It's like, you haven't done a raid in a long time. It's like, well, I can't. Hey, here's me, one viewer. Got a raid and run, by the way. Alright, well, that was fun and quite productive. So, I'm going to call this stream a win. Very loud. Yeah, I'm going to end it here. So, thank you everyone who stopped in. Thank you, Lorenzo. Thank you, Skittles. Thank you, Redstone. Thank you, Nando. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Arctic. My Wi-Fi is bad. My Wi-Fi is bad sometimes as well. Today it seems to be working pretty well. But I will save the VOD if there's anything you missed on my YouTube channel. So yeah. Alright. I'm gonna end here. Thank you again, everyone. I will see you all tomorrow. We're gonna be doing some outer wilding. Maybe we'll finish the game. Who knows? Keeps on pausing and unpausing randomly. Yeah. I wish YouTube automatically clicked the live button that takes you back to what the stream is currently doing. Like Twitch. But it doesn't seem to want to do that. But yeah. Thanks again, everyone. I will see you all tomorrow. Take care.